Been doing some research on car dealership inventory on the lots. Pre-pandemic, the average number, around 400 new vehicles at these big dealerships, would be on the ground. So when you went to a dealership, you had a lot of choices. Maybe you couldn't find what you're looking for in terms of the vehicle, but overall they had around 400 new vehicles on the ground. When COVID was in full swing, those numbers dwindled down to maybe 50 new vehicles on the ground. Things are starting to pick up, even though they probably won't get back to those big numbers because the dealerships and the manufacturers have learned their lessons that you don't need that many vehicles on the ground to sell what you need to sell. So right now, I have found some interesting numbers on new cars with the most inventory in America. So I'm going to give you the top 10 and then break this down by best locations you can find these and what this means in the big picture. So the number one vehicle with the most inventory available in America, the Ford F-150 2022. More than 27,000 trucks are available in America, the biggest concentrations in Detroit. But if you broke that down by state, which is not realistic, but that's 552 F-150s per state available. So now you kind of get a sense of how they disperse, even though some states will have more. If you did on the average over 550 F-150s per state available. So if you're in the market for one, now you know where they are located, most of them in Detroit, but you're going to get probably 500 or so per state. Next up, the Chevy Silverado 1500 2022. About 25,000 are available nationwide. Biggest concentration, because they are trucks, are in Detroit. That works out to just under 500 per state if you did that kind of average. Next up, another big truck, Ram 1500 2022. 24,721. Again, best locations, Detroit. That's around 494 trucks per state of a Ram 1500. Now we're going into the most popular or the biggest inventory number for a vehicle, and that's the Nissan Rogue non-truck. 15,000, so a big drop in terms of trucks versus passenger vehicles. Biggest concentration of Nissan Rogues at dealerships is in New York. That works out to about 300 Nissan Rogues per state. So if you're in the market for a Rogue, you're only going to find on average around 300 per state. Next up, Ford Explorer has 14,210 vehicles nationwide. Biggest concentration in Detroit. So that's around 284 per state. Silverado 1500. Now we're getting into a 2023, even though the Nissan Rogue was 2023. Silverado, just over 13,700. Biggest concentration in Detroit. Numbers very similar, 275 per state on average. 2022 Ford Escape, 12,000 of those across the country, most in Detroit. CX-5 from Mazda, 2023. They only have 10,000 nationwide, biggest concentration in New York. That's about 200 CX-5s per state on average. Next up, 2022 Ram 2500, around 10,000 of those available nationwide. And rounding out the top 10, 2022 GMC Sierra 1500, less than 9,000 across the country. That's 179 per state if you broke it down in that way. So if you're thinking about shopping, these are the most popular in terms of numbers available. If you are looking for one in your area, check out quotes.everymandriver.com. Type in the make and model, so Ford F-150, your zip code, and you'll see which dealerships have those available and what discounts they're offering based on incentives and rebates and so on. So quotes.everymandriver.com. Find the vehicle you're looking for, and now you have a sense of what's available inventory-wise. Hopefully you'll find what you're looking for in your zip code. So whether you're looking for a small car, big car, pickup truck, SUV, I've got a list that's going to help you see which vehicles have the biggest discounts in America right now. And these prices include all the potential rebates and incentives that those vehicles have to offer. So let's begin now with small cars. Here's the top 10. Some that stand out to me, obviously number one here, 16% off the MSRP of the Chevy Bolt. It is a 2022, but it's still a brand new vehicle. 16%, you're saying to save $5,000 on that vehicle, and the average MSRP right there, just under $35,000. The Genesis G70, a very solid vehicle, 6% off. Other ones are minor, but they are discounts. Moving on to mid-size vehicles. There you go, Volkswagen Passat, 2022, but still 6%, $1,700 off that one. A couple Malibus are being promoted right now with prices, $1,000 to $1,200 off. Then what else is interesting there? A Camry, yeah, not much of a discount, but it's a 2023 Camry. Go for one of those. Large cars, Not a big discount, but these are the best available. 2023 Nissan Maxima, 3% off, so $1,300 there. Avalon, better get it now. Sporty vehicles. The Challenger, 6% off a Challenger, $2,300 off there. The WRX, not too bad as well. Otherwise, everything's pretty much a push. Luxury cars, if you can even say Quattro Porte, then you deserve that 11% discount, $11,000 off. But if you got 100 grand, I don't care. You don't care about discounts, right? Everything else is very high end there with prices and low discounts. Small SUVs. What would you like? A Jeep, a GMC, Chevy? There's some decent discounts there with prices saving you between $1,800 and $2,900. Pick and choose whatever you want. Midsize SUVs. The usual suspects here. Discounts aren't very deep at all, between 2 and upwards of 9%, but you can see the options with the Blazer, MDX, kind of a nicer luxury one, Ford Edge, if you're so interested in that one. Large SUVs. Are the discounts large? Not great, but still 5% and above for most of these here. So discounts in the $2,000, $3,000, and upwards of $4,000 range of discounts if you're interested in Armada, Pathfinder, the XT6, which I got a video coming up on that one. Luxury SUVs, similar. Again, if you can pronounce it, you get that discount. 12% off a Levante Stelvio from Alfa Romeo and Maserati. I'm just kidding. A couple from Mercedes and so on. Mid-size pickup trucks. Here we go. Discounts aren't great, but they are discounts. If you want to get a Tacoma, a Ranger, a Canyon, Colorado, and so on, there they are. Full-size pickups. Similar situation with discounts between 3% and 7%. They are trying to push that Ram 1500 Classic, giving you a $5,600 discount on the average discount. Again, this is all combined with incentives and rebates. Large pickup trucks. Not big. Prices are high. Percentage off is low, but still, you got some options there. So, if you want to find out if these vehicles are being offered in your area by dealerships, check out quotes.everymandriver.com. Not all dealerships participate in offering discounts on this site, but if you want to do a search, just go by zip code. If you don't find what you're looking for in your zip code, just change the zip code and be willing to travel a few miles. So make, model, and zip code to see which ones are being offered in your area. Now, these are the average discounts overall in America, rebates and incentives. So if you're looking for something, now's the time. Get it before the new year because they want to clear out some of that inventory. Thanks for watching. Adios. One final note, if you are in the market for a new vehicle soon, great. Connect with your local dealership and price and test drive at least 3 different vehicles. A vehicle's strengths and weaknesses can only be discovered when you are behind the wheel. My reviews can be good, but you need to test drive these yourself. Visit quotes.everymandriver.com, select the make, model, and your zip code, and you'll get invoice pricing in your area on those vehicles. Shop smarter with price quotes at quotes.everymandriver.com.
Thanks for watching. Please click subscribe and give us a thumbs up. See you next time.